And from there, we go to the Middle East, where for a third straight day, Israeli forces and Islamic militants are trading fire in the Gaza Strip as the death toll is climbing. Rocket explosions were reported on the outskirts of Jerusalem just this morning, Israel saying they've now killed a second militant leader since the start of their military offensive. The violence has killed at least 20 in Gaza and wounded hundreds more, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. Want to bring in now NBC's Matt Bradley, who's standing by for us in London. Matt, talk us through this. And as we have this conversation, kind of take us back to a few days ago and how this all started.
Well, this all started back on Friday when basically the Israeli government announced that they were going to launch what was a preeminent attack to what they said was going to avert an attack, an imminent attack by Palestinian Islamic Jihad. That's an Iran-backed group that is active. They're not ruling, but they're very active in the Gaza Strip, which is actually dominated by a rival militant group called Hamas. So Palestinian Islamic Jihad responded with hundreds of rockets over Friday night as Israel continued to pummel the Gaza Strip all weekend long. And now we've seen that death toll actually rise up to 36, with 311 people injured. That's the latest from the Gazan health authorities. But here is our report.
The Gaza Strip teeters on the edge of all-out war as an exchange of missiles between Israel and the Palestinian Islamic Jihad group escalated. It's the worst fighting the Gaza Strip has seen in more than a year. The Israeli military is claiming some deaths were due to a misfired rocket from Gaza, an incident Palestinian officials say killed 6 people. At least 24 Palestinians have been killed so far, among them the entire Islamic Jihad leadership, according to Israel's military, and a 5-year-old girl. Mourners for that youngest victim gathered in Gaza City's morgue yesterday. What has she done wrong, this innocent child? She was preparing for kindergarten, her grandfather said. Israel started the fighting with a barrage of missiles it said was meant to preempt an imminent Palestinian attack. Palestinian Islamic Jihad responded by firing at least 100 rockets into Israel overnight, most of which Israel intercepted, according to its defense ministry. Only 2 Israelis suffered minor injuries. Both sides appear to be digging in for a longer fight. A worsening conflict for civilians, but fought on a desperate and deprived Gaza Strip.
Now, according to the BBC and other news agencies, we're hearing that the Egyptians are very close to having inked some kind of truce between Palestinian Islamic Jihad and Israel, but that it seems like we're still waiting to see both parties signing on the dotted line. But if this does come into effect tonight, which is what we're hearing a lot about, that this could be within hours, we'll see this deal finally secured. We could be averting the worst, which is what has happened in Gaza over the past 15 years. Every couple of years, as you've seen, Yasmin, just weeks and weeks of bombardments, of rockets, of escalating death tolls to, into the thousands. That is exactly the kind of conflagration and I think both sides are trying to avoid, and Egypt and other international mediators are trying to avoid that too. Yasmin?
All right, Matt Bradley for us. Thank you, Matt. Good to talk to you.